On 20th of February, Apex Construct is finally launching on PSVR, and only 1 month later it's also going to launch on all the other PC VR headsets. Reason enough for me to whet your appetite and bring you an interview with Oskar Burman, the CEO of Fast Travel Games, coming up. Hi and welcome to Mixed Reality TV. My name is Sebastian Ang, and if this is your first time here and you're just as excited about VR and AR as me, then subscribe now and click on the bell button so you don't miss anything. Earlier this year I went to Stockholm, Sweden to join the Apex Construct preview event, and there I had the chance to play the game for around 1 hour and I really loved it. On that event I also had the chance to interview Oskar Burman, the CEO of Fast Travel Games, and here is the interview. I'm here at the Apex Construct preview event in Stockholm, and with me is Oskar Burman, the CEO of Fast Travel Games. Thank you so much for being here.
Glad you're here.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it a lot. I played your game yesterday for like 1 hour, and honestly speaking, I can't wait to play the full game.
Awesome.
So you have done an awesome job.
Thank you.
Okay, so for all our viewers who of course don't know yet about the game, and of course have not played it yet, could you please describe the game in a few short sentences?
Sure. So Apex Construct is action exploration game for VR only. So we built it ground up for VR, basically because you have to do that to do a proper game, we think, in VR. So it's an action adventure. You explore a post-apocalyptic world that kind of resembles a Nordic country, and you trying to understand what's happened, why you don't find any other humans, and who are those weird voices speaking to you in the game that I'm sure you noticed.
Okay, great. Yeah, exactly. So you're in this world. It kind of reminded me a bit about Stockholm, probably. Yeah, I saw some stuff there. And exactly, there were no humans at all, and you would be traveling through this world, well, you don't know what's happening, basically. Right? And it did remind me a bit of my experience with, for example, Half-Life, where the narrative kind of evolves around the first-person player. Did you have this in mind? Games like that?
Yeah,
what was your inspiration?
I mean, we looked at games like that, and we wanted to create a journey for the players. So, like a game that they want to come back to, a universe that is strong and interesting, and you want to kind of find out, you know, what's happening, what has happened here. So the game is roughly 50% puzzle and exploration and 50% action and combat. And for the action and combat part, we kind of prototyped a lot, like what is fun to do in VR, and we found like that the bow and arrow is amazing. Like it's something that's been used in games for decades, on like flat screen games, but when you actually get it in VR with the motion controllers, it's so amazing to get that feeling and the precision, and you actually get better at shooting bow and arrow by playing this game. So it's like, yeah, it's very, very much fun. So I think it marries very well with like slower pacing, sometimes when you like do the exploration in the world, and then it picks up the pace sometimes when you have combat with those robotic creatures that you will meet.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, there was also one thing that came to mind yesterday when I was playing it, that you used this bow and arrow, that you did not go with like guns or like most of the games. And yeah, actually I was also feeling it, that the immersion when you're in VR and you're doing this motion is simply incredible.
Yeah. Right?
You really exactly point and shoot, and it's so much fun. So I think it's great that you did that.
And I mean, we worked a lot with that bow and arrow, obviously, since we tied the whole game around it. You have an inventor on your left wrist where you can find stuff in the world and pick in there and use later on. But that bow and arrow is so critical to get right. So obviously we spent a lot of time to just maximize the amount of fun you can have with that bow and arrow. You know, the different arrow types that you can find, how you upgrade it, etc., etc. So we're trying to build a really deep game with that feature.
Yeah, you also really build it into the puzzles. You need to use that bow. I don't want to spoil too much, but you really need to use that bow. And what I also found interesting, you put so much attention to detail into that bow. Like when you do this motion, you will have this mystic sound.
Yeah.
And what is it about this kind of mystery about the whole game, actually? Right?
Yeah, but I mean the sound design is really great there. Like there is this like you say, it comes together as a whole in a very nice way. So yeah.
Okay, great. So yeah, well, I'm excited about it, and please tell our audience for which platforms is this going to come out?
So the game is coming for PlayStation VR first on February 20th, and then a month later, March 20th, it's launching for PC. So Vive, Rift, and the Windows HMDs. So yeah, all the platforms we can reach.
That's what we're trying to do. I think that's something special. Because normally, probably you will find a PSVR exclusive, and it will take a long time until PC players can play it. And what I find especially interesting is that you're also going to publish it on Windows mixed reality.
Exactly.
Because so far, the Windows MR store is kind of empty. There are probably like 2 big games, and that's it. So for that, I think that's really cool that you do it. So what was your thought process behind that, Windows MR especially?
I mean, we really like the headset, obviously. I love how it uses inside-out tracking, and like it's really a step forward. And also, obviously, we want to reach the biggest possible market, and I think Windows have and obviously Microsoft here have a good chance of reaching a good audience with their headsets. So yeah, for us it was a no-brainer. Like we need to get on this platform as well.
Okay, great. Very good. Tell us how expensive is the game going to be?
So the game is going to be $29.99 euros or dollars. So depending on where you live.
Okay, great. And that is for like a full-fledged game. It's not like a short experience. So yesterday I played like around 1 hour, and I think I got the first level. I suppose that was the first level that I played. So overall, what kind of playtime can the players expect?
So the playtime, we're still trying to find out actually, but I mean the playtime is roughly around 5 hours, but it depends so much on how you play the game. Like yesterday when we played the game, we saw some people that ran through the game, and some people that spent hours on just a single piece of the game. So it really depends on your play style, and if you want to go back and find all the secrets and all the notes that we buried in there, secret rooms, etc. That's going to take you much longer, obviously. So 5 hours if kind of you run through the game. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's what I found out yesterday as well. You have hidden some interesting things all around the game, like notes, handwritten notes, and you can really get deep into it if you want to. So I think for people, for completionists who really want to find everything,
we have a lot to do here.
Yeah. And what I also found nice, you can really open every drawer, you can take everything with your hands. It's like a really immersive experience, and you can tell that it's just made for VR, right?
Yeah.
Is it? You've been doing games before, obviously, and it was not for VR. Was there a different approach now when you did the VR game?
So I worked with console games, PC games, and mobile games in the past, and I think the process now is fairly similar to when we started moving from console and PC to mobile. Like at first you had those developers that just ported over their PlayStation game over to the mobile phone, the iPhone, and it didn't work. Like it didn't play. It wasn't fun because you didn't use the touchscreen correctly, etc., etc. But then you had companies like Rovio and Supercell who really built games from the scratch for iPhone, and then they nailed it. Then they nailed the UX, then they get everything right, and kind of the market just exploded. And I think it's the same for VR. You need to build for VR first to really take advantage of those motion controllers that makes VR so fantastic. I mean, I love the stereoscopic viewing, but I think the motion controllers is what really makes VR pop. That's like when you see your hand, it's magic.
Exactly. Same for me. And then when you have that bow and you can really use that, like physically, that is really cool. Okay, yeah, so Apex Construct, really looking forward to it. And now let's speak a bit more about the company that you founded.
Yeah.
Fast Travel Games. Tell us a bit more about it.
Sure. So we founded the company in mid-2016. It's basically, like I said, we're only doing VR games. So we're completely focusing on that. We're 14 people. We're trying to build deeper games, like proper games for VR. We found that, at least when we started, but I still think this is the case, that there is a lack of deeper games, like longer games in VR. There's a lot of short demo-like experiences, and a lot of players all they want is a like proper game, like games that you spend more time with. So that's one ingredient that we're trying to get into our games. The other one that we don't have in Apex Construct, at least not so far, but is that we want to work with social and multiplayer games, because that in VR is also fantastic.
Yes,
like when you're yeah, exactly, Rec Room. When you're in a game with other people, it's fantastic. So that's something we want to elaborate on going forward here.
Okay, great. So I find it very interesting that you made a studio just for VR, because I believe when you make this decision, you have to see the market, and I think it must be kind of risky now to go into it, because there's simply not the mass market yet. I believe if you made this game now for normal PC, probably you would sell more at this moment in time, right?
Sure, yeah.
So, but you still did it.
Yeah.
It's a big risk. Tell us
Absolutely.
more about this kind of a thought process.
Yeah, but for us, it's, I mean, obviously it's a risk, but we strongly believe VR is here to stay. VR is going to be so big, and I don't know if that's going to be in 2 years or in 10 years, but it's going to come, and we think you have a fantastic advantage if you've already, you know, launched a few games, experimented a bit, tried to find what's fun in VR. Then that's when you have the chance of actually successing. I think it's kind of the same again as in mobile, that the larger companies like EA and Activision and Ubisoft, they kind of stayed on the sidelines with mobile, and when the whole race started and everyone, you know, the big companies started to grow, then they were kind of left on the sideways, because they didn't have the competence to build great games at that point. So I think you need to be early in this market to be one of the leading companies in the future. But yeah, it's risky. But you know, starting a company, regardless of what it is risky. So yeah,
it's risky, but probably the reward is going to be really big. Right? Just like you said, the experience, and the community will know you already. I'm very sure they will love this game. Yeah. So it's good. It's great moving forward. So okay, so now tell us about your name, Fast Travel Games. Tell us what is behind the name.
Yeah. Finding a name for a company is always tricky, and you test different stuff, and yeah. But we settled on Fast Travel Games basically for two reasons. Fast traveling is something you do in like open world games. You fast travel to a location.
You like it normally.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
Like, oh, good.
Exactly.
You don't have to walk
all that way. It's like, boop, you're there.
Exactly.
But it's also for us, it's putting a VR headset on is the fastest way to travel to like a fantastic location or another world. So it has this double meaning in, you know, games and VR. So for us, it kind of married them together in a nice way.
That makes so much sense, and I think that is a great ending for this interview. Thank you so much, Oskar. And for all the viewers, again, you can be so excited about Apex Construct. It's coming out very soon for PSVR, 20th of February, and 1 month later for all PC VR players to enjoy. Looking forward to that, and thanks so much for the interview.
Thank you.
That was the interview with Oskar Burman, CEO of Fast Travel Games. I hope this could whet your appetite for Apex Construct. The game is coming out again on 20th of February for PSVR, and then on 20th of March for all the other PC VR headsets. Definitely something that I'm looking forward to. Of course, once it's out, I'm going to give you an in-depth review of the game. I hope you enjoyed this interview. If yes, give it a thumbs up. And of course, if you have not subscribed to Mixed Reality TV yet, do so now. I'm looking forward to see you in the next episode.